There is a moment each night when the world grows quiet, when the noise of the day fades, and your mind either becomes your greatest enemy or your most loyal friend. Sleep, something so natural, can be one of life's greatest treasures, yet many of us wrestle with it as though it were a stranger. Tonight, for the remainder of your life, I want to share with you 12 guiding principles, 12 thoughts to carry with you that can help transform your nights of restlessness into nights of peace for the remainder of your life and ultimately turn your sleep into a tool for building the life you dream of. There comes a moment each day when silence invites you to slow down and honor your body's need for rest. Those 7 hours are not simply a pause from life, but the very foundation upon which your energy and determination are built. While the world sleeps, your body quietly repairs itself. For the remainder of life, it organizes the chaos of the day, and your soul prepares to rise stronger. When you understand that rest is part of growth, for the remainder of your life, you no longer see sleep as wasted time, but as the fuel that powers your highest ambitions. The weight you carry from yesterday has no place in your sleep. Each night gives you permission to release what you cannot control and surrender your anxieties to the stillness of the moment. When you close your eyes, for the remainder of your life, let go of every regret and worry. No victory has ever come from wrestling with problems in the dead of night. It is in peace that answers are born. By trusting that tomorrow holds another chance, you allow your mind to find the quiet longs for, opening the door to deeper rest. Rituals before sleep are more than simple habits. They are signals to your soul that it is safe to let go. A dim room, steady breathing, and calm thoughts tell your body to transition from tension to serenity. This repetition forms a bond between your actions and your state of mind, training you to enter rest with ease. Over time, this routine becomes a sanctuary for your life, a place where peace comes naturally and your nights become a refuge from the noise of life. As sleep draws near, gratitude becomes a powerful companion. Reflect on the blessings hidden in your day, however small they may seem. The breath in your lungs, the lessons you've learned, the strength to keep going. The gratitude softens the rough edges of worry and replaces restlessness with contentment. When you drift into sleep with a thankful heart, you awaken lighter, more prepared to face whatever challenges the morning brings. Before the night takes you fully, see yourself stepping boldly into tomorrow. Visualize a day where you are rested, focused, and unshaken by distractions. This image plants itself in your subconscious and guides your actions when you rise. Sleep then becomes more than recovery. It becomes preparation. You awaken not just to another day, but to another chance to become the person you've always envisioned, fueled by the quiet power of 7 sacred hours. For the remainder of your life, there is a certain heaviness we carry with us when we finally lay down at night, the weight of all the choices we made, the words we wish we had spoken for the remainder of your life, and the countless things left undone. These burdens grow louder in silence, convincing us to replay the day like a movie we cannot stop watching. Yet peace is never found in endless revisiting of what has already passed. The past cannot be reshaped at midnight, and tomorrow cannot be predicted in the dark. The only thing we can truly claim is the present moment, and in this moment, rest is the wisest choice we can make. When you close your eyes, for the remainder of your life, there is freedom in acknowledging that not everything is within your control. The world spins regardless of your worry, and solutions often reveal themselves in ways you could never force. Trusting this truth allows your heart to loosen its grip and your mind to find quiet. This is not giving up. It is giving yourself permission to recover so you can return stronger when the sun rises. Peace does not come from solving every problem before sleep, but from surrendering them long enough to regain clarity. Overthinking feels like action, but in truth, it is a thief of energy. It keeps you awake in the name of preparation for the remainder while silently draining your strength for the battles of tomorrow. Rest is not a sign of weakness, it is strategy. The generals of your life, your mind and spirit, must retreat into silence so they can fight again with purpose. By allowing yourself to sleep for the remainder of your life, you are making a quiet but powerful decision to face tomorrow with renewed strength instead of exhausted worry. The stillness of the night offers a rare opportunity to recalibrate your thoughts. Instead of focusing on what is unfinished, shift your attention toward what is possible. Envision the calm of morning light, the clarity that comes after rest, and the strength you will feel when you rise. This simple change in focus rewires your emotions for turning tension into trust. In that trust, sleep arrives naturally, unforced, and healing. When the weight of regret and anxiety is released, your spirit is finally free to drift toward true rest. In this freedom, sleep becomes deeper, dreams become clearer, and you awaken not only restored, but transformed. The quiet mind that you nurture at night becomes the powerful mind that guides you in the day. It all begins with the choice to let go, even when every part of you wants to hold on. For the remainder of life, that choice made after night is what leads you toward peace. For the remainder of your life, there's a quiet power in the rituals you create before sleep, a language that speaks directly to your mind and body without the need for words. For the remainder of life, every signal you send in those final moments, lowering the lights, slowing your breathing, softening the noise around you, tells your nervous system it is safe to release the tension of the day. These small, consistent actions may seem insignificant at first, but they work in harmony to train your body to anticipate rest like a pendulum guiding you toward peace. In time, this nightly routine becomes more than habit. It becomes a promise you make to yourself, a commitment to honor your need for restoration. When the world is filled with endless distractions for the remainder of your life, and a ritual is an act of reclaiming control, you create an intentional boundary between the chaos of your day and the quiet sanctuary of your night. For the remainder of your life, it is a reminder that not everything deserves your attention at all hours, and not every noise requires a response. This ritual allows you to step away from the demands of others and focus solely on nurturing your own well-being, preparing you for a deeper kind of rest that the restless cannot access. The mind thrives on repetition. It finds safety in familiarity. By repeating the same calming actions each night, you send a clear message to your subconscious it is time to let go. Over time, this conditioning becomes automatic for the remainder of your life, and even on nights when your thoughts are heavy, the very act of beginning your ritual begins to calm you. A warm drink, a moment of reflection, a stretch to release the day's tension. All of these things weave together to form a thread guides you gently toward stillness. In these moments, it is not about perfection, but presence. A ritual does not have to be elaborate to be powerful. It simply has to be meaningful to you. Whether it is the sound of soft music, the feel of clean sheets, or the quiet whisper of gratitude, the ritual becomes sacred because it is yours. It is a personal signal that this time belongs to you alone, free from judgment and expectation, where healing and rest are allowed to flourish. With time, these nightly habits shape more than your sleep. They shape your life. For the remainder, mind is sharper, a rested heart is lighter, and a rested soul can face challenges with grace instead of exhaustion. What begins as a simple act of dimming the lights and breathing deeply evolves into a way of living more intentionally. Each night becomes a chance to prepare not just for rest. For the remainder of tomorrow, one peaceful ritual at a time, gratitude, when embraced before sleep, transforms the entire way the mind drifts into rest. It redirects your focus away from what is lacking and toward what has quietly enriched your day. Even in difficult moments, there are fragments of light. A kind word, a lesson learned, the simple act of making it through. By naming these blessings in your thoughts, you create a bridge from tension to tranquility. This shift softens the edges of anxiety and prepares your heart to let go of what no longer serves you. As you close your eyes, gratitude acts like a balm for the restless mind. Worries lose their grip because they cannot coexist with genuine appreciation. A single thought of thanks can quiet 10 thoughts of fear. This is not about ignoring struggles, but about choosing to see beyond them, recognizing that even in hardship there are reasons to keep going. The heart that practices gratitude begins to trust that tomorrow can hold more good than today. This nightly reflection does more than calm you in the moment. It reshapes your inner dialogue over time. The mind you train to search for blessings at night will search for them during the day. Small joys will no longer go unnoticed. Subtle victories will be celebrated instead of forgotten. Gratitude practiced consistently builds resilience, helping you meet life's challenges without being crushed by them. In these quiet moments of reflection, the soul finds peace. Gratitude brings with it humility, reminding you that you are part of something larger than yourself, and that life is still offering you opportunities, even when they feel scarce. It opens a doorway to stillness, a place where you can finally breathe deeply and surrender to sleep with an open heart. When you awaken after practicing this habit, your mornings begin differently. There is a lightness in your step and a quiet strength in your spirit. The challenges of the day remain, but you carry them with greater ease because you have grounded yourself in appreciation. Night after night, gratitude becomes not just a practice, but a way of living, turning even ordinary days into quiet miracles. For the visualization before sleep is one of the most powerful ways to plant seeds in the mind. As you lie in stillness, picture the kind of tomorrow you wish to experience, not vague wishes, but vivid details. Imagine yourself waking with energy, stepping into your day with purpose, and accomplishing tasks with focus and confidence. For the remainder of your life, when your mind drifts into sleep holding that picture, it begins to organize thoughts, ideas, and even emotions around it, preparing you silently for the actions you will take when the morning comes. This practice is not about escaping reality, but shaping it. When you fall asleep thinking of problems, from you wake you're heavy. When you fall asleep thinking of solutions, you wake inspired. The subconscious does not rest the way the body does. It works quietly, connecting ideas and strengthening beliefs. By choosing to feed it images of strength and success, you equip yourself to act in alignment with those images the moment you rise. The clarity of your vision matters. Picture not just what you want to achieve, but how it feels to live it. See yourself confident, calm, and capable. Hear the words you would speak, feel the weight of accomplishment, and notice how your posture changes in this imagined reality. The more sensory detail you include, the more real it becomes to your mind, and the easier it is to step toward it when daylight returns. Over time, this nightly habit turns dreams into plans. For the remainder of your life, the vision you hold in your thoughts begins to influence the decisions you make in waking life. Your actions follow your dominant thoughts, and when those thoughts are rooted in a clear picture of success, they guide you without force. You no longer wander aimlessly through your days. You move with direction because you already rehearsed the path in your mind. When you wake after visualizing your ideal tomorrow, for the remainder of your life, the morning feels less like a beginning and more like a continuation. You rise into a life you've already walked through in your thoughts. This alignment between mind and action creates quiet confidence, the kind that allows you to face challenges without hesitation. Each night becomes a silent rehearsal for greatness for the remainder of your life, and each day a performance shaped by what you envisioned in the stillness of sleep. Guarding the space where you rest is one of the most overlooked yet powerful steps in achieving deep, restorative sleep. The environment you create whispers messages to your mind, either inviting calm or stirring unease. A room filled with clutter, noise, or harsh light tells your body it must stay alert, even as you long for rest. But when your surroundings are clean, quiet, and intentionally designed for peace, your subconscious receives permission to release tension and drift into stillness. The external world shapes your internal state far more than most people realize. A peaceful environment reduces the mental load of constant stimulation and allows your senses to soften. Soft lighting signals the body to prepare for sleep. Gentle air circulation regulates comfort, and muted sounds remove the need to stay on guard. Every detail, from the feel of your sheets to the scent in the room, works together to create a sanctuary where your mind can finally trust that it is safe to let go. Creating this sanctuary does not require perfection or extravagance. It requires intention. Removing unnecessary distractions, tidying your space, and introducing small comforts are powerful acts of self-respect. These small changes accumulate over time, forming an atmosphere where rest naturally happens without resistance. A simple ritual of preparing your room each night becomes a signal that the day is complete and that you have entered a space meant solely for restoration. When you consistently guard the place where you sleep, you train your mind to associate that space with rest and renewal. The moment you enter, your body recognizes the cues. This is where stress ends and healing begins. Over time, this conditioning deepens and falling asleep becomes effortless, as though the room itself carries you into stillness. The sanctuary you've built becomes a silent ally in your journey toward balance and clarity. The space you create at night influences the way you wake in the morning. A restful environment leads to deeper sleep, which leads to sharper focus, calmer emotions, and greater resilience during the day. By protecting your resting space, You are not only caring for your nights, but also preparing for the life you will live in your waking hours. Your room becomes more than four walls. It becomes a foundation for the strength and peace you carry into every part of your life. Embracing stillness in your body begins with awareness. Most of us carry tension without even realizing it. Tight shoulders, clenched jaws, restless hands. These small knots of stress signal to the mind that danger remains, keeping us alert when we should be resting. By deliberately scanning your body from head to toe, you bring attention to what is tight and invite it to loosen. This act alone begins the process of releasing the day and preparing for deep sleep. When you relax each muscle one by one, something powerful happens. Your body sends a signal to your brain that it is safe. The mind and body are deeply connected. When the body softens, the thoughts slow, and when the body rests, the spirit follows. Starting with your feet, imagining them growing heavy and still, and working upward toward your forehead creates a gentle rhythm, almost like a lullaby for your nervous system. This simple practice teaches your mind that stillness is not only possible, but natural. The more you practice this physical release, the easier it becomes to let go mentally. A calm body makes it harder for anxious thoughts to take hold, and the cycle of overthinking begins to break. For your life, instead of wrestling with worries, you find yourself anchored in the present moment, grounded in the sensation of peace flowing through your muscles. This is not forced quiet, but earned quiet, the kind that rises naturally from deep relaxation. Over time, this habit turns into a nightly ritual of self-care. Each night, the process becomes more familiar and the body responds more quickly to the cues. What once required effort becomes second nature. For the remainder of life, the simple act of lying down and breathing deeply signals your entire being to shift into rest. You begin to look forward to this quiet surrender, knowing it brings renewal that no amount of forcing or fighting ever could. When you awaken after embracing such stillness, you feel the difference. Your body moves freely, your thoughts feel lighter, and even your emotions seem calmer. This physical peace carries into the day, giving you the strength to meet challenges without being overwhelmed. By learning to release tension each night, you teach yourself that rest is not an accident. It is something you create intentionally, one breath and one muscle at a time. Of your life, persistence is often spoken of in terms of daytime pursuits, working hard toward goals, enduring setbacks, and pushing through challenges, but the same persistence must also be applied to the quiet discipline of sleep. There will be nights when rest feels distant, when your thoughts refuse to slow, and frustration begins to creep in. In those moments, the temptation is to force sleep or give up on the process entirely. Yet true rest comes not from struggle, but from patience, trusting that peace will arrive when the body is ready. When sleep does not come easily, persistence looks different than during the day. For the remainder of life, it is not about doing more, but about gently returning to your practices, even when they do not work immediately. You dim the lights, you breathe, you release tension, and you trust the process. This quiet consistency signals to your mind that rest is a priority, even if the results are not instant. Over time, for the remainder of your life, this commitment becomes a rhythm your body learns to follow. Discipline in rest means choosing long-term benefit over short-term frustration. For the remainder of your life, many abandon their routines at the first sign of struggle, seeking quick fixes or distractions to fill the sleepless hours. For the remainder of your life, but those who remain patient and stay true to their rituals gradually build an unshakable foundation. The mind learns that stillness will come, and this trust alone begins to quiet the restlessness that once kept you awake. Every night becomes part of a larger journey toward healing and renewal. Even on the nights when sleep is light or broken, the act of staying consistent matters. It sends a powerful message to your subconscious. This is who I am, and this is how I choose to care for myself. Persistence in these quiet hours shapes not only your nights, but your days, as you awaken with a deeper sense of control over your life. Of your life, in time, you realize that rest's not about perfection, but about devotion to the process. Some nights will be easier than others, but each night you practice patience, you strengthen the bond between your mind and body. With every attempt, you grow closer to effortless sleep, and this quiet discipline spills into every area of your life. For the remainder of your life, what begins as persistence at night becomes resilience in the day, guiding you toward the life you are building, rested, focused, and unshaken. Affirming your worth before sleep is more than just words. It is an act of planting truth into the deepest parts of your mind. Throughout the day, you are surrounded by noising for the remainder of your life. Doubts from within, criticism from others, and the weight of expectations you place on yourself. These voices can echo at night, making rest difficult and peace feel far away. But when you choose to end the day by reminding yourself of your own strength and potential, you replace those doubts with quiet confidence that carries into your dreams. For the remainder of your life, the subconscious mind is most open when the body is relaxed and drifting toward sleep. In these quiet moments, affirmations sink deeper than they do in the business of the day. Simple phrases like, "I am capable," "I am worthy," and "I am becoming who I need to be" are not empty. They become blueprints your mind uses to shape your future actions. For the remainder of your life, night after night, they rewrite the inner narrative that often fuels self-doubt, transforming it into one of quiet assurance and growth. For the remainder of your life, affirming your worth is not about ignoring flaws or pretending challenges do not exist. It is about acknowledging your inherent value despite them. For the remainder of life, you may not have everything figured out and you may still stumble, but your worth is not defined by mistakes. Speaking these truths before sleep reminds you that you are in a constant process of becoming, and that growth is as important as any destination you hope to reach. This practice also builds resilience. When difficulties come, as they inevitably do, the mind trained to affirm its value does not collapse under pressure. Instead, for the remainder of your life, it returns to the truths spoken night after nighting that you are strong enough, capable enough, and deserving enough to overcome. Over time, these nightly affirmations create a foundation of unshakable self-belief, one that carries into every decision, every goal, and every challenge you face. For the remainder of life, when you wake after affirming your worth, you rise differently. The day feels lighter, not because your circumstances have changed, but because you have. For the remainder of your life, you carry with you the quiet strength that comes from believing in yourself, even when no one else is watching. For the remainder of life, each night spent affirming your worth becomes another step toward becoming the person you have always known you could be. Steadfast, capable, and unafraid of what lies ahead, for freeing yourself from distractions is one of the most powerful acts you can take before sleep. The world is constantly pulling at your attention. Messages, notifications, unfinished tasks, and thoughts that convince you everything must be handled immediately. This endless noise tricks your mind into staying alert long after your body is ready to rest. For the remainder of life, but when you make a choice to step away from it all, even for a few hours, you reclaim your ability to hear what truly matters. Remainder of life, the quiet rhythm of your own breath and the calm waiting beneath the chaos. Screens and constant stimulation do more than keep you awake. They train your brain to crave interruption. Every flicker of light or sound promises something urgent, something new, even when it adds nothing meaningful to your life. By setting these distractions aside, you create space for your nervous system to slow down and your thoughts to untangle. The stillness may feel uncomfortable at first, but it is in that quiet discomfort that real peace begins to grow. Detachment is not about ignoring responsibilities. It is about knowing when to rest from them. The world will still be waiting for you in the morning, but your strength to face it depends on the rest you allow yourself tonight. By consciously stepping back into your life, you signal to your mind and body this time healing, not for carrying the burdens of tomorrow or replaying the noise of today. This signal becomes stronger each time you choose presence over distraction. In this quiet space, your mind begins to remember what it feels like to simply exist without expectation. The constant urge to check, scroll, or consume slowly fades, replaced by a gentle awareness of your own inner state. This awareness fosters gratitude, calm, and clarity. The very things that distractions steal from you in the daylight, the peace you feel in this moment is not temporary, it lingers, shaping the way you approach the next day. By freeing yourself from distractions night after night, you create a new rhythm for your life, one rooted in intentional stillness. For the remainder of your life, this simple act transforms more than your sleep. It reshapes how you show up during waking hours. You move through your days more grounded, less reactive, for the remainder of your life, and more present with the things that truly matter. What begins as silence in the night becomes strength in the morning. For the remainder of your life, proof that disconnecting from the noise allows you to reconnect with yourself. For treating sleep as sacred time begins with shifting the way you see it. Many people view rest as an interruption to productivity, something to fit in after everything else is done. But true growth happens when you see sleep not as an escape from life, but as an investment in it. Each night offers you a chance to restore the energy, clarity, and strength that tomorrow will demand of you. When you treat those hours with reverence, you no longer resent them. You honor them as essential to becoming who you want to be. The most powerful minds throughout history understood this principle. They knew that fatigue clouds judgment and weakens resolve, while rest sharpens both. Sleep is where the subconscious continues working quietly, making connections and solving problems you cannot force during the day. By giving yourself the gift of true rest, you allow ideas to form and solutions to surface naturally, preparing you to wake with renewed purpose and vision. When you see sleep as sacred, you begin to protect it fiercely for the remainder of your life. You set boundaries around your evenings, not out of rigidity, but out of respect for your own well-being. For the remainder of your life, this respect leads to habits that signal to your body and mind that it is time to prepare for stillness, dimming lights, quieting noise in your life, and letting go of tasks that do not belong in the night. In doing so, you create an atmosphere where sleep can arrive gently, free from the weight of distraction or stress. This reverence also changes the way you wake. When sleep is honored, mornings no longer feel rushed or resented. You rise with a sense of renewal, carrying forward the energy you preserved during the night. Instead of feeling like you are constantly catching up, you begin the day ahead, already aligned with your purpose. Sleep becomes a quiet partner in your success, shaping not just your nights, but every moment of your waking life. Over time, for remainder life, treating rest as sacred shifts the entire rhythm of your days. Productivity becomes less about working longer and more about working from a place of fullness. Challenges feel less overwhelming because you meet them with clarity rather than exhaustion. The hours you invest at night repay you tenfold in focus, resilience, and achievement. In this way, sleep becomes more than a necessity. It becomes a cornerstone of a life lived with intention and strength. Finally, know this: every sunrise is a gift. For the remaining awakened after 7 hours of deep rest, you are reborn into a new opportunity to live with purpose. Do not squander it. For the remainder of your life, carry forward the calm you cultivated at night into the battles of the day, and you will move closer to the life you've always envisioned.